So today, in today's tutorial, what we really want to cover is a little bit about the basics in treating acute pain. So acute pain is a common problem everybody will encounter as clinicians. So one of the things we want to learn is how to treat and be competent in treating basic pain. So to guide us through this one, we have this tutorial. Okay, Rukaya will read the tutorial, and we'll just go into the discussion. Right, so Rukaya, go ahead and read the tutorial.
Okay. Pain management. A 50-year-old female returns to the surgical ward after a routine sigmoid colectomy. The patient was noted to be fine in the recovery room and was handed over safely to the ward nurse. Shortly after arrival on the ward, the nurse calls and reports that the patient is experiencing severe pain with a score of 9 and a scale of 0 to 10.
Okay, great. So that is a very common clinical scenario as well. So now I want everybody to put themselves in the scenario, right? So before we go into this, and we'll go into it in a little while, I want to talk about why is it important to treat you, okay? So anybody, well, I know nobody in the group ever had any surgery. Nobody never had no surgery, right? Anybody had severe pain that needed narcotic? Lakshmi, you had severe pain that needed narcotic?
Not narcotics, but I had severe pain.
From what?
A broken ankle.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. So what you use?
I remember using tramadol.
Okay,
Tramadol.
so you did use a narcotic, right? So that's one example. I know they did surgery already, right? Or they did not year 5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so they did year 5 surgery. So in all the interaction with the patients in the ward, what's all the perspective of pain? Or does ask them if they have any pain and so? Yeah. So you find everybody's have pain or people do have pain? Yeah, so almost everybody is have severe pain after operation, right? So I'll give you an example, right? I had actually broken my ankle, right? And I had I had surgery done here. And I tell you, I used a lot of morphine after the operation. Okay, but that's just because I was a member of staff in terms of the way. So in retrospect, the amount of morphine I took for my operation, a normal patient wouldn't even get half of that, right? So it's important that we know how to effectively treat pain in the hospitalized patient. So why we should treat pain for? Why? It doesn't matter.
Because it's humane.
Okay, so one of the things is a humanitarian point of view, right? So that's one of the most important reasons, right? So you think if, for example, let me look at my case, okay? I have no medical problems outside, okay? So you think if they didn't treat my pain, what's the worst thing that could happen to me?
Well,
Me, if I'm ankle surgery.
Well, you'd have a longer recovery.
A longer recovery, but in the long run, anything would happen? No, not really, right? Not saying I would not die, right? I don't have any. But what could have happened though? So acute pain that's untreated could lead to chronic pain, right? But by and large, nothing will happen to me. Nothing will happen to most people, right? If you treat the pain. So that's why the humanitarian point of view is very important. That's one of the most important things. Is the humanitarian point of view, right? Is ethically responsible of you to treat pain when it happens. Now, let me go on from that into physiologic reasons why we need to treat pain. Right? Why? What is the effect of pain on a surgical patient?
You get the stress response.
Right? So it causes a stress response. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. But let me go back into the stress response thing Rajiv said there.
So,
I'll give you the early ambulation. Yeah.
So you have
Go into that.
cortisol peaks, and that
Okay.
leads to
Mm-hmm.
your fight simulation where you have increased blood pressure,
Right.
tachycardia,
Yeah, so what kind of patients are going to affect?
patient with heart problems.
Right, patients with ischemic heart disease, right? So that's what specifically said. It would not affect me because I don't have any medical problems, right? Maybe I have some silent ischemia or something. I don't know, never know, right? I don't want to test it, right? So, right, so if somebody have IHD, they have a tight coronary stenosis, they get severe pain after the surgery, they don't have a stress response already, and they get more hypertensive and more tachycardia, right? So that's good, right? So we have the physiologic response on the stress response of the body. One, what else? So what's one system? Let me go to another system. What other system we know?
What about the effect on glucose? Well, the glucose as well. Your blood glucose.
Okay, fine, yeah. If you want to say it worsens the stress response, and you can, so diabetes for diabetic and pain, you're going to send up your blood glucose even higher. What else? Let me go to more obvious one. Shivran, come here.
You can think about
We was talking about it last time with Dr. Janet.
I was about to say like respiratory distress.
Right, so develop that concept.
So because you're being the pain, because you'll have the pain,
Mm-hmm.
you would eventually start to hyperventilate. Well,
Hyperventilate.
hy-
They would hyperventilate, but try the same thing I was explaining last class.
Mhm.
Put it in your own words and tell me. How does pain cause respiratory problems? Yeah.
You could get at
So the word is not hyperventilate, it's shallow breathing, right? Or ineffective breaths that lead to what?
shallow breathing or ineffective breaths that eventually lead to respiratory distress.
Right, basal electrolysis, which will lead to which will lead to hypoxia, and that could worsen, and so that's a sequelae, right? So make sure you get the sequence of events right. Pain, not hyperventilation, but
Shallow.
ineffective ventilation, shallow breathing, inability to clear secretions, because I want to make sure you get this concept down. It's important for surgery too, because part of surgery is your post-operative complication. So make sure you get this concept down, right? So we hit two systems already. We hit CVS, we hit respiratory, we hit the ethical or the humane aspect, which is very important, just as important. What else? Justine was saying about the demobilization. What does that decrease the risk of? DVT, right? Once you're moving, you reduce the amount of IES you have, and that's the ultimate goal, right? So great, right? And another thing is early mobilization improves oxygenation in the sense that you're not lying down in the bed dependent where you can get like an orthostatic pneumonia, your lungs upright, you ventilate better, all these sorts of things like that, right? So we have the major systems tackled there, right? Cardiovascular, resp, and what else was that? Ethical, humanitarian. Oh, and the other thing is chronic pain. Untreated acute pain leads to chronic pain. Will I ever see somebody with chronic pain? Where?
Patients after hernia surgery.
Right, after hernia surgery. Chronic pain, how do you describe that? How the sensation? Jogi, how do you describe chronic pain? A patient come and say, Doc, I'm having a real pain, you know. How you would say in your head, this is chronic versus acute? I mean, timing, yes, but there's a particular characteristic of the pain. No, not dollar dropping. Who know? Or ever see someone diabetic, but how do you describe the pain? Burning, right? Yeah, it's not characteristic. Dollar dropping is normal pain, right? Yeah. So there's a kind of burning, lancing, shooting. It's a kind of neuropathic pain. Hernia surgery, classic for chronic pain. What other types is commonly performed surgery? Any type of surgery really, but what commonly type of surgery? Rukai, what surgery and what surgery?
For chronic pain,
Yeah.
common cancellation.
No, common surgery is for cancer, yeah.
It's not breast.
What kind of cancer?
That's
Yeah,
what
modified radical. Yeah, they get a lot of them get chronic pain after modified radical. So right, I only did O2, and you know about chronic regional pain syndrome, right? And I know about CRPS. Oh, this is something new. This is something I necessarily need to know for exam. What CRPS 1 and 2? I'm just expanding on the concept for your that chronic pain. Right. So we understand pain is bad. Pain can kill people. Pain can cause you a heart attack, and pain can make your life very very difficult. Okay. Has a huge social impact. So a lot of times we're talking about Rajiv, all these physiologic impact of pain and that, but the real impact of pain is when these patients go home, they can't work, right? If anybody ever went in work in neuro clinic, you see all these people with back pain and they can't work, they lose their job, and what's the next thing that's happened to them? Depression, exactly. They get depressed, right? And does it eventually, if they was in America, you know what they would end up doing? No, you can kill yourself anyway. Taking something.
Drugs or
Narcotics, right? But because you can't get narcotics available easily in Trinidad, well, they're alive, right? So that's why narcotic abuse is such a problem in the US, because a lot of these patients with chronic pain, right, they end up getting depressed, and it's so much issues, so much challenges when treating chronic pain, right?